Trudeau opposes allowing Russia to keep an inch of Ukrainian territory. How can anyone in the right mind support Russia, or justify Russia or allow Russia to keep invaded territory? Russia must be stopped. Agreed 110%. Russia's aggression and land grabbing should absolutely not be rewarded by anything except total isolation and even tighter sanctions until their economy pops and the wolves turn on Putin and all those that support him. Too bad Canada has let his defensive capabilities atrophy for decades. Canada can't really do anything about it regardless of what Trudeau says. Can't wait for PP to have the opposite opinion, even though he just gave Trudeau flack for supporting the ICC over Israel the other day. 3 options. 1. NATO directly gets involved and helps Ukraine gets their land back. I don't think NATO would have trouble with the Russian army. 2. EU, not America, directly gets involved. This one is more tricky. The Russian army has been at war for almost 3 years now, and while they gained some experience, they are likely down on supplies. I believe EU could pull the victory. Would still be close. 3. No other country gets involved. Russia will win in a war of attrition. If the West wants Ukraine to keep their land, they will send soldiers. I think that's the main point here. My vain hope has always been that Ukraine wins back all of its territory, plus 1 square foot of Russia that it refuses to give back. Trump pledges 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico, deeper tariffs on China. Mexico is the world's 7th largest producer of passenger vehicles, and 76% of the vehicles produced there are exported to the United States. What exactly is he trying to punish Canada for again? So will this make John Deere and CAT return their manufacturing plants back to the States, or will they just increase the prices to compensate? I'm going with the latter. Honestly, for people who thinks that the country the tariff is imposed upon pays the tariff, even if that were the case, don't they wonder why the prices of goods would still not go up? Do they think the 25% tariff is just taken and accepted without increase? Why do voters keep buying that this other country is gonna pay your bills, garbage that Trump keeps promising? If it were that simple and popular, previous administrations would have done it. I'm printing up my stack of "I did that" stickers right now, before they're 3x more expensive. NATO can provide Ukraine with missiles with a range of up to 5,500 kilometers. Respectfully, we already knew this. NATO can also fire nukes at Moscow. It doesn't mean they're going to. They said medium-range missiles, which by definition have a range of 1,000 kilometers to 5,500 kilometers. Anything but Tomahawks that would fit into that group? For context, Kiev to Pyongyang is 7,000 kilometers. The Resolution 494 mentions medium-range missiles, which could mean the existing missiles too. Scalp Storm Shadow is listed as long-range cruise missile. I can understand the excitement on Ukrainian sources, but it's wishful thinking. The ranges people mention are for ballistic missiles. 3,300 miles for Americans, the distance from Los Angeles to Bangor, Maine. Mexico suggests it would impose its own tariffs to retaliate against any Trump tariffs. And the trade war begins. Considering how dependent car manufacturing is on Mexico, this should be fun. Like everyone's favorite Ford F-150. About asterisk 38% of the parts asterisk in an F-150 come from Mexico, and about 10% from Canada. The trucks may be built, assembled here, but we get a lot of parts components for almost all of our automobiles in this country from Mexico and Canada. https www.thedrive.com/news/here's-y-all-american-full-size-trucks-aaron-entirely-made-in-the-us Of course they will. China did the same thing to the US during Trump's last stupid trade war. And the US ended up spending a ton of money to bail out the corn, soy farmers that could no longer sell to China. We've seen this movie before. Why so many people wanted a sequel is beyond comprehension. Why are we starting a trade war with our allies again? Oh, I forgot. It's part of the plan to lower prices. The counter move no one expected.